there's something just that's bothering me today. And I think I'll start the show with that. If you were listening to the Do Dirty radio show prior to my going on air, you heard, well, if you listened to the beginning of it, you heard DJ Baker started his show with another death that has taken place of somebody who committed suicide. And earlier today, I looked on Twitter, because I'm not a big Twitter person, and I'm trying to get better. And I looked on Twitter, and I saw, that friend Cisco, I don't know if he's considered the co-host. I don't know what his actual position is on the Do Dirty radio show, but he had made a video, an It Gets Better video. A lot of people have been making these It Gets Better videos. I saw that Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama, made one. I need my Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama theme in its entirety. There we go. That's the presidential theme in its entirety. You have to play that completely. And it's supposed to be said. I don't necessarily want to say it every single time I mention the long-legged Mac Daddy, but at least the first time of the day that I mention him, his theme should be played just out of respect. It's like, the president doesn't speak without the presidential seal being up. He doesn't speak without the flag being around. Those kind of things doesn't happen. So if we're going to say his name, we need his theme. President Obama had made one of these videos, It Gets Better videos, and a lot of celebrities had done it or have done it. And I haven't done it. And I mean, seriously, I've been thinking about it all week, and I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. Do I do it in front of the green screen? Do I do it in the studio? Do I write it down? Do I just speak from my heart? I don't know that a lot of people are doing it unscripted, so that might not be a good idea. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and do this. I know that I'm going to do it from the office, or not from the office, from the studio. I'll do it from the studio, and I literally want to make one. And this is a very serious thing to me, because really I cannot fathom the concept of committing suicide. I mean, I've had some down points in my life, but I don't know what it would take to make me just have no desire to live. I think that the only thing that I can fathom is the loss of my daughter. And that's something that no parent wants to even think about. No parent wants to consider. That will do something to you mentally that I don't know that can ever be healed. But I don't know what it's like. I honestly have no concept of what it's like to not want to be here. Because throughout all of my hard times, I wanted to get better, and I wanted to, have things go on. I never actually wanted to check out. And when I think about what it must be like to be that depraved or deprived of love, affection, self-esteem, to be that low on the totem pole that you just think that leaving is an easier answer. And then when you look at it realistically, people, it is. I mean, it's very easy. Once the act is completed, all suffering for you stops. I mean, yeah, you have suffering for the rest of your family, hopefully, if they cared anything about you. But many of these people might not even have that. We're looking at these things, and I'll be honest, I don't know about these things. I feel weird when there's an epidemic of something, and then I find out about it after it's already become an epidemic, and I have to admit I don't know about that, or I didn't know about that. And it makes me wonder how many people have actually taken the extra leap and committed suicide, and because they weren't prominent, because their family had thrown them out on the streets, their family didn't necessarily know. How many people are lying in morgues right now, unidentified, that went through this exact same thing? What would the numbers be if we were able to count them? During the break, if you're listening to the All Digital Radio Network, right before the show started, one of the themes on our news, Alan did, was of a woman who had been in a car for like 10 months Nobody called the police and reported this woman missing. They're now going to have to try to figure out who she is. Because we live in a society right now where people can just be casted away and we don't care anything about these people. We care so little about them that we don't know when they have died. That is an unfathomable reality. And a person living that reality has got to be going through something that I think most of us can't even imagine. And then the harsh reality is, once you've actually done this, if you have family and if they care, then you leave something else completely behind that's devastating to them, that they may never recover from. However, I think it's a mistake sometimes, though, when people are in that mindset where they're ready to go. They just want to just check out, that we might sit back and we might say, well, think about what your family might, feel. And because what we're doing is we're guilt tripping them into accepting something that they should naturally accept. And their desire to live is for the wrong reason. They become desirous of not dying because of the pain that it causes, but that doesn't equate to having a desire to live. They're really two different realities. Having a desire to live, a person that's motivated to live is as far away from the desire of killing themselves as the sun is from Pluto, because they literally have an extra desire to live. They're not at what I call zero, which is non-caring, or it doesn't matter either way. They're being fueled by the life that they are in right now. We got to figure out how to get people that are so far on the other spectrum to just want to live. And I don't know that I don't have the answer to how that's done, but I think that we will never find the answer if we don't admit that this problem exists. Which is probably, I was about to say, which is probably what I've been doing, but I don't think I've been not admitting that it didn't exist. I think I was literally unaware of this epidemic. And then the moment that I became aware of it, I'm like in panic mode. Because my brain is saying, how could this be? How could so many people who are young lose all desire to live, lose all desire to exist? That just goes away from my ability to perceive. It's just not reality to me. So I think I'm going to make one of these It Gets Better videos. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know if I'm going to write it out. I don't know if I'm just going to speak and then maybe do some editing. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm aware now.